Hi, and welcome to another video of the Target Individual Program, the Target Individual Experience. Just to give an update of what's happening in terms of me being a TI and my targeting. Um, there was one class, my math class, that I couldn't get into. Okay, for the past 3 weeks, I've been trying to get into this class. I didn't have a problem before. All of a sudden, I have an issue. Then tonight, I went to log into my other class, my circuit analysis class, and couldn't get into that class either. Now, last week Monday I had that class as well as my math class. I couldn't get into early during the day, but then I got into my circuit analysis class and as well as the lab for it. No problem. Today now, couldn't get into both classes. Okay, and so I basically said, you know what? Let me switch my browser. So I ended up using Microsoft Edge and was able to get into the class. Now, when I got into the class, it seemed like everybody was very surprised, right? Sort of because of the things that they were saying. So, like the professor was asking a question about, we're learning about Thevenin, Thevenin theorem, which is a circuit analysis type of application, right? That you would use in order to break a circuit down, right? Into just a single resistor with a single source, whether it be a voltage source or a current source. Okay, in order to find the uh, the Thevenin equivalent uh, resistance for that circuit as well as the voltage. And so the professor was going over the homework, and he was asking other students, for their input. And two students right after the next they were talking, they were like, well, you have to add four. And he's like, the professor was like, where you get this four from? Now this problem did not have four in it, anything like that. There was nothing. So I didn't even know where they got that stuff from. So but anyway, those are like they like to throw out numbers, right? And sometimes when they do it like that, it doesn't make any sense. Then I know that they're using it to target me. So then he asked another student. The other student said the same thing. Okay. And at that point, I started laughing. I was like, "Yeah, okay." So they definitely targeted me. They knew that they had blocked me out of the class using the web browser that I was using. I used Firefox. Okay, and so I was like, you know what? Let me switch over to Microsoft Edge, and that worked. Okay, and then all of a sudden, again, like I said, they just started targeting me, targeting me, targeting me. So I was like, okay, you know what, fine, whatever. So I started like asking the questions, answering the questions, and again, what they try to do is try to erase your memory. Okay, they try to basically manipulate you, target you with these weapons to basically take away your memory, your intelligence, basically your intelligence. And so once they see that that's not happening, or at least not to the extent that they expect it to be, right? Now all of a sudden, they start with these things again, right? Prior to go logging into my class, start hearing police sirens again, trying to deter me from my classes, right? From going to class, what have you. My math, I was like, you know what, my math class, my professor targeted me that there's so much. I don't even want to go back in that class anyway. So really and truly, I'm pretty glad, even though I failed that class, but I'm pretty glad I don't have to deal with her anymore. And I still went on there, but then I ended up leaving because she had a test today. So when I went to take the test earlier, I noticed that I couldn't submit the test, right? And so I'm like, okay, let me go on there today, just a little while ago. So let me just check it, and of course, I mean, I had a 4.5 hour class. So by the time I got out of this class to take that, I was like, nah, I'm not going to finish that test. So I didn't even bother, right? So this is what they do, and she seemed very surprised today when I actually entered her class, and I had to use my tablet in order to get into her class. Okay, but then she wasn't saying anything because they were having a test. I spent a good half an hour trying to get into the classroom to no avail. Okay, and so there, the thing is, right, as a TI, and what is that they do to you, us as TIs, is that if they haven't succeeded in, especially in the Coercive Persuasion Program, where they try to make you homeless, take away all financial support, just basically make you homeless and have hopefully that you hope that you'll commit suicide or incarcerate you. So if they haven't done any of those things, they will try to do one, either two, or all three. And if they can't do all three, they'll do the one or two, right? And then they'll try to act like if they're trying to bargain with you, what have you, about you know, like for instance, sending me subliminal message that, oh, if you don't go to school, we'll manipulate Pam to be with you. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. You have to manipulate anybody to be with me, I don't want to be with them. Okay, simple as that, right? And first of all, you're not going to dictate to me, right, whether I can go to school or not, whether I can have a relationship or not, whether I can do what I want to do or not, as long as I'm not hurting anybody. Mind your fucking business and stay out of my way. And I'm speaking for other TIs too. Stay out of their way also. Okay? But this is about control. It's about them trying to control every aspect of your life. Okay? And so as TIs, we there's only so much we can do because again they have us so spread apart and so isolated. And we're dealing with the US government here, so there's like, I mean it's a big battle, right? It is a big fight, where they have the resources, the technology, the manpower, you know the expertise to manipulate people, the technology to influence people. So we have a big fight on our hands, but that doesn't mean that we're going to roll over and make them walk all over us. If they're going to do it, they're going to do what us fighting. Okay. And so this is something that again, like I just said, I just started to uh, you know um, just going through over and over and over. And then using people within your family. Like tonight they had my uncle call me. Last week it was my cousin. This week it was my uncle texting me um, about something about slavery. you know uh, it was, and the way how it was worded, um, go something to the line about our history, and about the mummies that were uncovered in Egypt, and he said that we were slaves. That's if I can get a screenshot, I'll take a screenshot of it. I'm gonna take a screenshot of it and put them up in my next video. And I was like, no, we're not. No, we weren't. You know, but again, these are narratives that they want people to believe in, and this is how they condition Black people, particularly here in America and Western, in the America and all over the diaspora, right? Is the fact that they want us to believe that our history started with us being slaves, and that's not true. And that's a narrative they want to continue to push. They continue to manipulate, just as the religions of BS that they continue to push and want to manipulate, right? And so they will find other angles, okay, to try to indoctrinate you and to make you think or feel a certain way. So we're not going to do that. Especially, I'm not going to do that as a TI. And I hope that you, as TIs, don't follow along with these things. If you're a religious TI, you believe in, that's fine. Believe in it, okay? Believe in it. If it helps you, it helps you, okay? But understand this: that is not real. It's allegories. Even the Bible itself tell you that the stories in this book are allegories. And if you don't believe me, read the Bible. Go read it. Matter of fact, Google it. Okay, there's a reason why the Bible is in the fiction section of the library and any bookstore. It's not in the historical section, right? It's not in the nonfiction section. It's in the fiction section. Okay, and that alone should tell you something. But anyway, like I said, if it helps you, fine. Okay, but understand this: that you're going to need more than this book. Okay, in order to or this belief in your God, have in order to fight back in terms of with these people. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself, and you got to believe in your ability to overcome these obstacles. And even if you don't overcome it, at least you tried. You tried, you tried, you tried. And like I said, it is a big hill to climb. We're fighting against an entity that is, you know, I mean, what can I say? It's the government, right? So that's all I have to say. But yes, but anyway, like I said, this is what they were doing to me today, and like I said, you just gotta expose it. You gotta expose it, and they're trying to lock me out of my classes, and was finally able to get through using a different browser, and so now they're back on that tip. Now they were very quiet yesterday and today. Okay, I guess they figure we'll send him subliminal message about not going to class, not taking his classes. All right, that didn't work, and so now they're back on the bullshit again. So like I said, they will always try these things, okay, because they want to dictate how you should be, okay, what you should do, okay. Trying to act like if you're a slave. I'm not a slave. I am not a slave. Will never was, never will be. Okay, you might have had me mentally enslaved, but not anymore. Okay. So understand this as TIs that we have to do what we need to do to survive this. Okay. And if it means for me, I just, learning is a thing that helps me. Okay. And that's what I choose to do. Not only does it help me, but when I gain knowledge, I share it with other people. Whether it be about, you know, history, whether it be about what it is that I'm studying, whether it is about security issues in terms of online hacking and what they do, right? I share those things. I've always done that. Okay, you will never hear me ask TIs for money in order to help them. Okay, because I know what it's like. I'm living it. Okay, to where, you know, people have claimed that they can scan you for implants and want to charge you, $500, $1,000, what have you. Right? As a TI, I think that's kind of ridiculous because they know your situation. They know our situation. So for another TI to do these things and to try to get money from other TIs who don't have it, it's really atrocious. Okay, and it's kind of ridiculous. So what I do when I share information, I give it freely because that's what we should be doing. If we really want to help each other, if anybody out there who have a scanner that can scan for microchip, don't charge a TI. You can say, hey, if you want to give a donation, that's fine, or you want to, that's fine, but don't make it a mandatory thing. And if the TI don't have it, you want to turn your back on them. Come on, like it's really, really ridiculous. I mean, what can I say? It's like we have to have a sense of responsibility for each other as TIs in terms of what it is and how we treat each other and what we do to each other, right? Because knowing that we all have suffered great psychological trauma as well as physical trauma, right? So we are here. We're supposed to be here to lean on each other, to help each other, to support each other, and together expose what's going on. You have to look at the bigger picture, not just you person, your individuality in terms of going through this. Also, yes, you're an individual. Yes, you're going through this, but if you can help another TI, help them. Okay, help them. Now there are some TIs you may not be able to help, and that's no fault of your own, right? And you just have to understand that. But if there's a TI that you can help him or her. Okay, and just educate yourself. Educate yourself on psychology, on these technologies, on emotional manipulation. Read about narcissists, uh, uh, psychopaths, sociopaths. Read about these non-consensual human experimentation program. Read about these technologies. Become knowledgeable. Okay, if you can, go back to school. Take up psychology that will help you understand some of the condition that's been done to you. Okay, take up a major. Get a major. Do something. Right, if you can. Like I said, if you can. If you can't, then try to find other ways, other avenues in which you can um, educate yourself, because it's very important. We as TIs, we have to become a community that is educated in terms of when we speak about our issue, we speak about it in a way in which people will want to listen, that when we share information, they will want to listen, right? We have to make ourselves credible, all right? Stop letting people manipulate you, particularly others around you, manipulate you into believing, uh, a whole sort of out of this world type of things that just make you sound. I don't want to say the word, but say make you sound. I'm not even gonna say it, but just because again, it's just you end up discrediting yourself. Okay, so just understand what to share, what not to share. You know, and some things you definitely don't want to you may want to talk about it with amongst TIs, but you may not want to talk about certain things about other people because again, sometimes they put things into your mind for you to say that again is to either discredit you or to use against you, right? And so, like I said, we got to keep fighting. We got to keep fighting. I'm gonna keep fighting. I may not pass this class. I may not pass that class. But if if I have to do it again, I'll do it again until I pass it. Doesn't matter how long it takes me. I'm gonna do it. Okay. Don't let them deter you. All right. So I'll speak to you guys in the next video.